Okay, so I'm having zero trouble putting this down. It's super good. I think some people would think it's not sweet enough, but it kind of keeps it keto. Or you could add stevia or something, but I actually like it like this. It's awesome consistency. You could totally sip it through a straw, but I chose a spoon. Highly recommend. So there's a product out there called Bliss, and I was trying to find copycat recipes, but I didn't have all the ingredients, so I'm making my own version, and we'll see how I like it. So we're going to use cocoa powder, some pink salts, and they used like MCT in some of the recipes, and what's coconut milk powder or coconut cream powder. I'm going to shave my cocoa butter for my fat, and then some turmeric and the peppers to enhance the turmeric absorption. I'm going to split my sweetener. They used in the recipe I was looking at lucuma as one of the sweetener sources. I'm going to use panela, and I'm going to split it with this. It's an allulose monk fruit blend. This is better for blood sugar than the panela, but it is highly processed, and I know allulose has been touted as like the big new super safe alternative, but I was looking, it does feed certain bacteria like E. coli, which is usually responsible for UTIs. So my kind of style is use as little as possible sweeteners and kind of change it up. And honey is kind of in a league of its own, but I don't have honey crystals, so it's really good for the gut. Ceylon, that's cinnamon, true cinnamon, ginger, and maybe a pinch of cayenne, which could sound irritating to your gut, but and I suppose it could be depending on your gut, but it's also been debatable that it helps stitch up the gut. So I have found that Tabasco was a hot sauce, even though it has a vinegar, when I'm in good gut repair, that sits the best with me, and it's a cayenne based. Anyway, so that's what we're going to start with. Let's get the measurements. So about half of a cup of cocoa there, and 1 tablespoon of turmeric, 1 tablespoon of the allulose monk bestie, 1 tablespoon of the panela. So this is my thinly shaven cocoa butter. This is a 1/4 cup, loosely slivered, but I guess it's sort of a generous 1/4 cup. Teaspoon of my Ceylon cinnamon, half of a teaspoon of my pink salt, half of a teaspoon of ginger powder, 1/4 of a teaspoon of pepper, and just a little pinch of cayenne, and I'll mix it up. So because there's shreds, I don't expect it to be perfect. It's going to go into hot drinks or the blender, so let's see how it tastes. So I've used about 1/3 of an avocado, and I have some sprouted walnut butter. Nuts actually have a very tough matrix, so generally if you're in early stages of healing, you actually want to get rid of the nuts. But it is a nut butter, and it is sprouted, which is some pre-digested, and one of the tricks is just don't use a whole lot. So I'm just going to use a bit of this awesome nut butter. All right, I'm going to use a little bit more than that. I like me some healthy fats. Okay, now I've looked for milks. I really would love a high quality milk maker myself, but these two I have found, if you're okay with soy, they have the most basic safe ingredients I've found. So these are kind of the 2 milks I use, so you can pick which one you want. I might use a little bit of both today. You could also just use some water and grab some ice. I've got 5 good-sized cubes going in. And for my new Cocoa Bliss powder, I'm just starting, so I'm going to just go small, but I would probably use double that once I know I'm good to go. So you can eyeball it yourself. These are optional add-ins. This kind of helps the consistency, and it's actually a good liver support, and colostrum is good baby food. So I'm restarting the gut, so I'm going to put some of that in, and then at the end, after I've blended it, I'll stir in a little bit of a probiotic powder. So you can see the consistency here is really nice and frothy. I'm going to grab my probiotic. I really like this Natune brand. This is their powder form, so I can just stir it in without using any capsules. And today I'm just going to go for some mega. Sometimes I'll use all 3, but I'm just going to go for this one today. Give you an idea what that looks like. And I'm just going to go enjoy this. So I get my milk alternatives at Superstore for British Columbia, Canada. And the sprouted nut butter is from realrawfoods.com. And if you're in the States, Living Nuts does sprouted nut butters, and they have more options. The pecan from Living Nuts. If you were to die for nut butter, as far as I know, that's the one to die for.